The stars above the Azure Pillar Sect trembled as if sensing the tremors of destiny itself. After the harrowing clash that left the northern peaks scarred and the rivers red, whispers of the Alchemy Emperor's next move stir like smoke in the wind. Within the fractured halls of the Divine Dao, unseen eyes watch, plotting, as Ling Yun and his companions gather the remnants of their strength, unaware that the shadow of an ancient alchemical secret waits to ignite a storm beyond imagination. This is Recap, Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 1477 Start, Chapter 1478 End, where every step could awaken both triumph and ruin. Beneath the gnarled limbs of the reincarnation tree, deep within the shadowed halls of the Black Tower, Ling Han and Empress Luan Xing sat cross-legged upon the cold stone floor, their minds immersed in the silent fury of comprehension. One sought to pierce the eternal river tier with unmatched speed, his heart set aflame with ambition. The other aimed to master the yin-yang five-element formation, etching its deadly precision upon his very bones to become a living weapon of unparalleled power. Seasons shifted, and time's relentless river flowed on unnoticed. A year passed as if in a single heartbeat, until the two figures, who seemed carved from the stone itself, stirred and opened their eyes in perfect synchrony. They shared a glance, and in that moment, smiles broke across their faces, resolute, confident, unyielding. "I can attempt the breakthrough to Eternal River Tier," Ling Han declared, a gleam of determination in his gaze. "I have fully comprehended the formation," Luan Xing replied, her aura radiating newfound strength. Rising from the ancient stone floor, they stepped out of the Black Tower into a world that had moved on without them. The library courtyard was empty. No one lingered to witness their emergence. With quiet certainty, they returned to their own chambers, leaving the senior disciples to fume in impotent frustration as they realized the prodigies had vanished beyond reach. Ling Han opened his cauldron, the air around him humming with anticipation. Breaking through to the Eternal River Tier was no trivial endeavor. It demanded a tremendous reserve of origin power, a torrent of inner energy so vast that those unprepared risked their very life force being drained to nothingness. Many had fallen to such hubris, their bodies and souls shattered by exhaustion. To tread this path required caution, strategy, and an exceptional alchemical aid. Before him, the Great Amplification Pill lay ready. A level 12 divine pill of the highest order. It would not enhance comprehension, but it could flood a cultivator with endless origin power, shielding them from the perilous toll of transcending their current level. While 100 pills sufficed for most, Ling Han's heart for his wife spurred him beyond prudence. He crafted 1,000 in a single sweep, pausing only when satisfaction eluded him. Despite the pill's power, refinement demanded skill and speed. Each cauldron could yield 20 pills, and Ling Han, with mastery of his craft, completed each batch in a day. In 50 days, the task was done. He entrusted the fruits of his labor to Empress Luan Xing, who immediately withdrew into secluded meditation, her body poised to absorb the surge of power necessary for her own breakthrough. Ling Han called Ju Yao to his side, seeking news of the past year. Across all campuses of the Star Sand Martial Arts Academy, a rigid tradition persisted. The new students must be humbled. Resistance was common, yet futile. Even the Rain Emperor, Gu Daoi, Ding Ping, and the notionless saint had attempted defiance. No talent, no matter how prodigious, could escape the cruel hierarchy of cultivation levels. Those who reached the heavenly body tier could barely contend with even the lowly eternal river tier, and suppression was inevitable. The proudest among them had fought to the bitter end. Gu Daoyi, despite his saint tool, had been subdued by a medium extreme eternal river tier, forced to endure humiliation beyond measure. Most succumbed quietly, while the defiant were rendered unconscious and dragged through the rigors of ritual submission. The aftermath left Gu Daoyi bedridden for months, his wrath tempered only by time. Ling Han's lips curved in amusement, picturing the Grand Elder of the Celestial Realm crawling through such disgrace. Yet, as his mind swept over the Rain Emperor, the Heavenly Phoenix, Divine Maiden, and others who suffered similar indignities, his eyes hardened. Debt would demand repayment, but only strength could collect it. Words alone were insufficient. Determined, Ling Han shared advanced cultivation techniques with Ju Yao, ensuring the Rain Emperor and his peers could rise beyond their former limits. Then, He retreated into seclusion himself, his goal to carve the yin-yang five-element formation into his very godly bones, to render comprehension tangible and martial power absolute. The path was arduous. Godly bones of level 13 or higher resisted ordinary inscription. Yet Ling Han commanded the nine heavens flame, one of the nine great ancestral flames, now bound to his essence, allowing him to etch patterns with divine precision. Slowly, steadily, he inscribed pattern after pattern, the flame guiding his hand like a celestial chisel. Though progress was measured, 20 patterns every 2 hours, he persevered. Within half a month, the entire 3,600 pattern formation graced his skeleton. He marveled at the revelation. A single set of formations had only consumed a tenth of his bones. With the Immortal Flame's guidance, he could inscribe multiple formations, amplifying his might exponentially. A bold grin spread across his face. 10 yin-yang five-element formations. Why not? 5 months passed in relentless devotion. 10 formations now coursed through him, each a lattice of lethal intent and infinite potential. Emerging from seclusion, he found Empress Luan Xing still immersed in her own breakthrough, the eternal river tear awaiting her ascension. Ling Han's mind turned to the horizon. With the potential to inscribe level 15 formations, he could challenge even the high extremes of the eternal river tier. 10 formations would render him a storm of annihilation, capable of confronting cultivators at the zenith of their power. A smile curved his lips at the thought of such a trump card. The Tranquil Heart Saints seminar approached, a rare convergence of knowledge only held every 3 years. Ling Han intended to glean wisdom from it, deepening his understanding of formation paths. Responsibility also weighed upon him. Juyao and Ding Ping required guidance, lest his mastery be squandered. Stepping into the open square, disciples milling about, Ling Han's gaze fell upon a figure attempting stealthy reconnaissance. The would-be informant froze, then bolted, as Ling Han's eyes met his. The man sought to alert others, yet Ling Han paid no mind. Spatial god tools, even of saint creation, were no secret worth fearing. All would witness in due time. A sudden barrier appeared, an elite cultivator of medium-extreme Eternal River tier. High extremes were unnecessary. Even this level sufficed to suppress a heavenly body tier. Ling Han smiled, welcoming the challenge. This was the perfect moment to unleash the yin-yang five-element formation, to let the culmination of months of labor prove its inexorable might. And thus, beneath the watchful skies and amidst the gathering disciples, Ling Han prepared to turn knowledge into legend, letting the aura of 1,000 inscriptions flow through his bones, heralding the dawn of a new era of martial supremacy. In the shadowed corridors of the academy, a lone figure blocked Ling Han's path, a man of formidable presence, broad-shouldered and tall, whose very stance exuded the gravitas of countless years spent in relentless cultivation. Though appearing in his 30s by mortal reckoning, the aura around him betrayed decades, perhaps eons, spent mastering the eternal river tier. To reach even the medium extreme of such a tier demanded lifetimes of unyielding practice, a feat few could ever hope to achieve. Ling Han's eyes flickered with amusement, the faintest smile playing upon his lips. "A mere dog dares bar my way?" he asked, his tone light yet tinged with challenge. From the shadows, a massive black dog sprang into view, its form elusive and swift, its senses unnervingly acute. "Wang, how dare you insult Grandpa Dog?" it barked, fur bristling, eyes blazing with indignation. Even a tail stood rigid like a spear, bristling with restrained energy. "What trickery have you consumed, brat? Your aura unsettles me." Ling Han's eyebrows arched slightly, and a flicker of surprise crossing his face. The creature's senses were terrifyingly sharp. Perhaps it sensed the 10 killing formations deep within his body, an inner mechanism of lethal precision. Though the dog could not comprehend the exact cause, it felt the crushing latent pressure beneath his calm exterior. Celestial realm origins or not, the animal was still, after all, just a dog. "Are you two done with your theatrics?" The man blocking the way finally spoke, a flicker of irritation shadowing his features. Ling Han only smiled, unbothered. "You summoned me, so what business concerns you?" The man's eyes narrowed, a smirk curling at his lips. "You ask a question whose answer you already know. I am Jia Liang, an elder of this academy for 18 million years. You should address me as your senior brother." Ling Han's smile widened, mischievous and sharp. "And if someone wished to slap your face, Would you still extend the courtesy of senior brother? The black dog barked in agreement, sharp and cheeky. Right! That would be pure folly. Jieliang's expression darkened, irritation mingling with disbelief. He had hoped to impress respect upon this junior with his seniority, but this audacious brat refused to bend. A troublemaker indeed, yet one whose strength he underestimated, though the power gap between them was immense. Since you are obstinate, Jialiang growled, his aura shifting into lethal resonance, then I, as your senior brother, shall teach you respect. His palms stretched outward, summoning a torrent of silver light, celestial bodies swirling and hanging midair, a display of the eternal river tier's sheer might. Even an elite of formations like him found little need to rely on artifice. His natural strength alone could obliterate Ling Han, and yet he wielded it with theatrical precision, a sledgehammer against a mere nut. Ling Han's eyes narrowed. With a mere thought, the 10 killing formations embedded in his body flared to life, bones glowing faintly beneath his skin. The outer world saw nothing remarkable, yet the black dog recoiled, fur standing on end as it sensed a fearsome monster lurking within the seemingly ordinary youth. Leaping back with a predator's caution, the dog's survival instincts urged it away from the hidden threat that could annihilate it in an instant. Ling Han's hand traced through the air, summoning the lightning sword technique, arcs of blinding energy slicing toward Jialiang, overestimating your own might. Jialiang sneered, the aura of a medium extreme eternal river tier radiating from him. A mere heavenly body tier dared oppose him head-on? Preposterous. With a flourish of his right hand, Jialiang's fingers became a prison of heaven and earth, 5 radiant pillars descending like mountain peaks upon Ling Han. Break, the young man commanded, and the sword chi answered, the mountains of heavenly fingers shattered as if made of brittle porcelain. Jialiang's lips parted in shock. This was impossible. The attack of a medium extreme eternal river tier, effortlessly undone. Ling Han's calm gaze met his, unshaken. In Jialiang's mind swirled disbelief. Ling Han had defeated 13 elites of the low extreme eternal river tier only a year prior, and yet he had evolved with impossible speed. In the realm of cultivators, decades, or even 10,000 years, were often required for minor improvement. Yet here, a single year had wrought transformation beyond belief. I underestimated you, Jia Liang admitted through gritted teeth, activating his own yin-yang 5-element formation. Bones glimmered with ethereal light as the 5 elements and yin-yang qi encased him, a deadly lattice of power. Begone, he roared, unleashing the full might of his formation. He no longer viewed Ling Han as a mere junior. This was a being of unparalleled uniqueness. Ling Han only smiled, unfazed. 10 formations surged from within him, converging in perfect harmony. The lightning sword technique unleashed its full potential, merging with the eruption of 10 yin-yang 5-element formations. The clash ignited the skies with explosive force. Jia Liang braced himself, confident that Ling Han's body would splinter beneath the onslaught. Yet the impossible occurred. His formation collapsed under the strike, and the tables turned. Propelled by the force, Jia Liang flew through the air, coughing a spray of blood that arced like a rainbow in the sunlight, crashing into the earth with a thunderous impact that sent clouds of dust swirling skyward. Silence descended, as if the heavens themselves paused to witness this upheaval. Ling Han, already notorious for his defiance and charm, became a legend in a heartbeat. His audacity and prowess rendered onlookers speechless. What they had witnessed defied logic, reason, and even the laws of nature. The peak of the heavenly body tier might rival the low extreme eternal river tier, but here lay a medium extreme elite, utterly vanquished by a mere junior. Every cultivator present felt a shiver trace their spine, as though the very air had turned electric. The impossible had been made real. The Academy had witnessed the rise of a new force, a singular talent whose audacity and power challenged the heavens themselves.